We all thought it was over, but they are back, and it's worse than ever. We have high ranking members of a multi-million-dollar company acting like petty kindergarteners. Insane amounts of copium here, as Moist Critical would say, the MindsEye situation is insane. I think it would be a lie if I said this game didn't have a lot of expectations and a lot of potential 1 year ago. Everyone was looking forward to play a story based game made by a studio spearheaded by none other than Leslie Benzies, former president of Rockstar North. There really was a lot to expect, especially in the quality department. Some folks who got to preview the game ahead of the release did comment that the game was not ready and needed some time in the oven. That was concerning to hear so close to the release, but in the end, when the game made it to the release, it was all far worse than we all thought. I'm not gonna sit here and mention every single thing about it, but in short, the game didn't deliver anything but bugs, extremely poor optimization, hollow, and without any content whatsoever that flopped massively. That was the result, and as usual in these situations, there are people who get fired, a lot of controversy, etc. Right before release, there were some developers claiming there was a defamation campaign to damage Build a Rocket Boy's reputation and undermine confidence in MindsEye. Especially Build a Rocket Boy's co-CEO Mark Gerhardt, who claims they found out who was responsible for this defamation campaign. According to him, the alleged sabotage campaign involved the perpetrators spending upwards of 1 million euros, and it was carried out by a big American company, which then paid another company based in the UK called Ritual Network, which is a video network, influencer management, and advertising company. Allegedly working with Ritual Network in this claimed smear campaign includes 3 journalists, some internal employees at Build a Rocket Boy, and some influencers, specifically Cyberboy.
You serious?
You can't be serious. You're telling me MindsEye flopped because of a smear campaign? It's totally not just the massive bugs and other glaring issues this game has. I know several people who didn't earn a dime to talk negatively about this game. I talked negatively, but I sure as hell didn't receive a dime for that. Which, well, where is my money? Jokes aside, everyone knows the game just sucks. When the game was announced and later showcased, everyone was excited because it looked good and it was by former Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto developers. Build a Rocket Boy already had a huge reputation boost thanks to that. They had everything on their hands to succeed, but they threw it away. People actually believed in the project. One thing you have to understand is that people were actually hungry for good games. We had many flops after 2020. Grand Theft Auto is a game sitting without any competition, without any game that is similar to it. And the wait for GTA 6 has been so long that anything remotely similar would be a huge success. People want games like this to succeed. Some of those same influencers they claim to have sabotaged the game, Cyberboy himself, for example, at the time, was really looking forward to it. You can scroll through his channel and find evidence of this. The whole internet pretty much tested the game when it released. There were even mass refunds made because the game was just that bad. There's just no way to believe this, and I will add, if anyone did start a defamation campaign on MindsEye and willing to pay over €1 million for it, that has to be one of the worst business decisions and worst investments ever made, even worse than MindsEye itself. And this doesn't really bode well for them because this is plain and simply just a way for them to look for a scapegoat. Only a really gullible guy or someone living under a boulder, not a rock, would believe this narrative. Build a Rocket Boy thinking there's some entity persecuting them is just trying to put the blame on anyone other than themselves for their own failure. Who sabotaged them? It was none other than Build a Rocket Boy themselves with how they handled this game's development. There were even claims last year that it might be Rockstar Games, which is even wilder because, look, Rockstar had a lot more competition 2 to 1 decades ago. You had franchises like Scarface, Saints Row, True Crime, later Sleeping Dogs, Watch Dogs, Mafia, and a few others. It would have made a lot more sense for Rockstar to start defamation campaigns back then rather than now. But you know what Rockstar did? They started a defamation campaign on themselves, which ended up as a successful marketing strategy. Besides, if there was anyone Rockstar was beefing with, it was the politicians, especially after Hot Coffee. We all know how that one turned out. Ain't that right, Hillary? So, what is Build a Rocket Boy gonna do? They claim they will put these journalists and influencers in MindsEye as assassination targets in a so called spy mission update, and they will make these people go to court in real life. Yeah, good luck with that one, Chief. I'm sure you totally have solid evidence. This is absolutely pathetic. Not gonna lie. This whole situation is insane, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one.